All right, welcome everybody to episode 16 of Aggressively Speaking. My name's Tony.
We're off and rolling. I'm Troy Frank. This is Tony Dombrowski.
And welcome back to our podcast. Yeah. So, this is going to be a Lions-free episode. That deserves a round of applause.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think Skip is coming right now. I think.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm like hinting towards a drop.
Wait, which drop is that?
The coming one.
Oh,
I've been coming. I'm going to continue to come. Skip's been coming. He's going to continue to come.
There it
and
is.
people just
All
need
right,
to get over that.
So we're Lions-free today. It's a bye week. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. It's going to be a much more laid-back, chill episode before we get back to the debacle that's known as the Lions next week. So this week, we're going to do a little Red Wings talk because I thought they had a very, very good week over the past week with the draft and free agency. We're also going to touch on the NBA Finals. Obviously, the Lakers won the NBA title last night, so we will talk about that. Yeah. And then we will also wrap up this show doing a little project that we've been working on for a while now.
Say it. Say it.
Talking about our favorite and least favorite sports video games. That's a topic that Troy is very happy to do to close out this show.
I've been working on it all quarantine long.
That's why I said it's a project for us. But first of all, we have to start this week's show with our new toy because
You've already been hearing it.
so we promised you last week. Well, we mentioned last week that our producer John, he's got a new soundboard, right, John? Yeah.
The best.
Oh my God.
Might I say, the best sound guy of all time.
Yeah, when Troy and I were talking about doing this podcast, we wanted to make sure we had the best producer and sound guy available, and that is John. Right, John? So we
Let him go, ladies and gentlemen.
So we promised you last week that we were going to get our own sound bites for this week's show. So we're going to have some fun this week to start.
Shut your stupid ass
All right. So John, I want you to go through the sound bites that we gave you and pick out your favorite
Your
ones.
top 5. Give us your top 5.
I think I already know my favorite. Hold on.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for this.
What the hell was that? What?
Stephen A. Classic. We have a lot of Stephen A. bites in here. You heard Second Deck already.
Second deck.
That's my favorite one. That's always going to be a classic. You heard Steve Harvey.
Yeah, give us a couple more of your favorites.
That's a thinker. He hates him.
He hates everyone except for that one.
Mind, I'm off the top of my head. I'm spilling. I'm overflowing. I'm spewing. I'm unleashing.
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
Now, can you give us a soundbite you're choosing where you alter the audio?
Oh, we're giving him like a
A
little
homework
assignment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut your stupid.
Shut your stupid ass up. Oh my God. We gave John full permission before we started this recording to just go crazy this week.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of get it all out of his system.
yeah, just let him have his fun. Make us crack up. All right.
All right.
Oh my God. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it through this episode, but we're gonna.
Oh, I think that was our. I think that should be the new the new sounder for whenever we start a Lions topic.
Oh, John, can you just put your hand on the board for like 2 seconds?
For what, Stephen A.
No, just the entire thing. Yeah, Stephen A. Oh my god. All right.
That was a regular Wednesday on First Take right there.
Oh, I broke my pinky. Oh my god.
You
All
know,
right.
the one thing I will give you credit for is you keep testing my all right sense.
Dude, I watch you every time I do it. You're just like,
You're on it. You're on it. I love it.
all right.
What
was that?
You know, okay, actually, funny story about that one. We hit it one time and during one of our shows, but I put the pitch real low on it, and I didn't realize it was gonna come out like.
Oh my god.
It was bad.
All right. His hand goes so quick.
It's the best guy in sound. Oh my
All right, let's go.
god. Okay.
Okay. That was a lot of fun. And John, as we mentioned, he has full permission to just go crazy throughout the episode. So don't be afraid to drop any random sound bites whenever you feel it's necessary. This is going to be a fun episode, man. This is going to be very, very fun.
I might need to keep one ear out so that I'm able to actually still have a conversation with you. Yeah.
I've been coming.
I've been coming.
He's still learning the Stephen A page.
Skip's been coming.
He was pretty quick on that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been.
Dude, John, I'm going to keep testing you throughout the episode.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to be in the middle of a conversation and I'll be like, all right. All right. Oh, that was an accident.
So is that.
I wasn't trying to test you. I was just talking.
Let's
just
just start a
gonna
whole
loop
separate
now.
podcast, just me hitting sound bites.
Dude, his hand's getting tired. Let's go.
Okay, so let's get right into this. Troy's sweating right now.
Dude, it's steaming up in here, man. I'm
I'm
laughing so hard.
sweating over here. I'm
I'm
moving
sweating.
quick.
I'm in a jacket right now. Good
Let's get a
God.
fan in here, man.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. All right.
All right.
So let's get right into this one. So as we mentioned, it's going to be a Lions free week with their bye week. That's going to be next week on the show, whether they win or lose. So let's start this week by talking a little Red Wings, though. There's actually a team in this city that is giving us some hope towards the future. All right. That is Steve Eisman and the Red Wings. So I put in our show notes this week, Troy, that I thought the Wings had a fantastic week.
I agree.
All capital letters, fantastic. Okay. It all started in the draft when they took Lucas Raymond 4th overall. If you recall on last week's show, we recorded that before the draft, and I told you that one of my 3 names was Lucas Raymond. And that's a pick that I absolutely love. Lucas Raymond, he might have one of the highest ceilings in the draft.
Okay.
Honestly, like he has a lot of offensive upside, excellent skater, really smart player too, high IQ. He might be more of a playmaker than goal scorer, but he's still a very good goal scorer. Awesome. All right.
All right.
And again, don't sleep on his scoring ability. In the under 18 championships with Sweden, he had a hat trick in the gold medal game, including the game winner in overtime. He's a stud. He's an all-around stud, very complete offensive player. He'll need some time to develop. He's not going to be like a Alexis Lafreniere where he'll just come into the league right away and blossom.
Well, yeah, obviously. Otherwise, he'd be, fighting for that number 1 pick.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't think anybody was arguing with Lafreniere there.
Yeah. But it'll take some time, but that's fine. This is still, again, one of the players that I really wanted with that 4th overall pick. And listen, man, there's a little chatter before the draft that the Wings might throw a curveball. That might have just been a smokescreen because of last year when they actually did throw a curveball with Mo Sider. But I mean, it's
Didn't you say he was projected to go
like
late first round, and they picked him up in the top 5?
the Wings swung for the fences with Mo Sider at number 6 overall. Again, people were thinking of him as like a mid to late first round pick.
Okay.
And that was like a major shock
Yeah.
when the Wings took him at 6.
Yeah. If Stevie Y wasn't so good, you would have thought it was a Bob Quinn move.
If any other GM in this city made that move, we probably would have wanted him fired. The hell is Al Avila doing, man?
Why is he taking a cornerback in the top 5?
Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
We don't have to go there. You're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord. But no, like there was some speculation that he might throw a curveball. Steve Eisman, that is. That's not a curveball. I thought that was a really, really kind of a no-brainer pick. I mean, if you compare Raymond to Rossi and Perfetti, who were my top 3 guys, I think it was Raymond and then Rossi Perfetti. Yeah. Raymond was my top guy, even though I really didn't have a preference as to who they took. I always wanted it to be Raymond, and I'm very, very happy that he's a Red Wing now. Very excited to see him. And by the way, he's killing it in the Swedish Hockey League too right now. That's
awesome.
He's killing it right now.
So when does he officially go into the Wings minor leagues?
I mean, he's already in our system right now. Like, I think he's our top prospect right now.
Oh, okay. So he's officially in the data banks, but he's not allowed to play for I don't know, Grand Rapids or.
I don't think he'll come into our system until maybe next year.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. It's hockey. You can go overseas for a year and be fine. So that was the start of the good week for the Wings in the draft. Then heading into free agency, we weren't really expecting the Wings to really impress us that much at free agency.
And I mean, if you're like a hockey casual, just based on these names alone, they're not impressive. Like you would have to, really know who these guys are in order to feel impressed.
Yeah,
which I don't for the most part. So I'm not.
You got to do a little homework.
I had to do a little homework in order to go. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's not bad.
Yeah, you got to do a little homework to see if these guys are actually good or not. Even I have to do a little homework to see if these guys are good or not. But the moves that the Wings made, I do think they are good moves. We start with Bobby Ryan, who, Bobby Ryan, he's not the same player he once was, but he's still a good player.
Yeah, this I would say this isn't, signing a Franz Nielsen for 4 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not along the same lines as that.
Yeah, so you add Bobby Ryan to the team. That's someone who's going to put the puck in the net for you. And that's going to be a veteran presence in your locker room. You look at a guy like Joe Merrill, who's coming over from Vegas, who has done a lot of winning over the past few years. And Merrill is also someone who he played at Michigan. So it's kind of a homecoming for him.
Yeah, I noticed that the Wings like to go for the homegrown type players that have some connection to the state. At least a lot of the time. Not all the time, but they have a tendency to go for guys that have been around the area, which
Kenny Holland used to love his hometown guys. I think Stevie, it was more of a, fit for the team. I don't think they signed Merrill for
Well, he's not the only one that they signed this week that has a hometown connection.
No, but I just think that's kind of a coincidence.
No.
I didn't sign them just because they're from here.
No, but I mean, it probably
it's
helps.
not like Kenny Holland giving Danny Kaiser an extension because he's from Macomb or whatever, So
his family can come to the game, so we need to pay him out.
Abby went to MSU, extension.
Dude, wait, Tony, you go to Oakland? We got to pay this man.
Sign him. And Merrill is also helpful for you because, he's a defenseman. So the Wings need everything, including defensemen. So that definitely helps you. All right.
All right.
I told you I was going to test you at random points.
Yeah, but you did. That was an unnatural all right.
And then you look at someone like Thomas Greiss, who is coming over from the Islanders, 913 save percentage last year, 2-year deal.
He's one of the most winningest goalies in the Islanders' history, isn't he?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I saw a Bleacher Report thing saying he was like top 5 in wins in Islanders history or something like that.
2,
Well, that's
3,
nice.
That is nice.
Oh my
Just the
God.
guy counting. What the hell drop is that?
But the Wings obviously need another goaltender this offseason because they let Jimmy Howard go. So Thomas Greiss is going to come over here, be a very nice 1B to our 1A with Jonathan Bernier. And then you look at another player like Troy Stetcher, who 26 years old, 2-year deal, shoots right. That's generally a good player, okay? There are a lot of people on Twitter that were surprised that Vancouver didn't qualify him or something like that. And the Wings were able to scoop him up on a very nice team-friendly 2-year deal. And then lastly, you look at a guy like Vlad Nemestikov.
Oh, Vladdy Names.
Vladdy Names, as Troy likes to call him. That's another actually good player.
Yeah.
You know, last year with both Ottawa and Colorado, 31 points, 17 goals. 31 points isn't necessarily going to blow you out of the water, but for this Red Wings team...
Yeah, plus, he missed 20 games. So, I mean, 31 points when you miss 20 games isn't too bad, considering if you play those other 20, you probably end up with like 45, maybe even 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not too bad.
They're all team-friendly deals, like 1 or 2-year deals. And the Red Wings also didn't break the bank. You know, they didn't go after a guy like Torrey Krug or whatever his name is, who I think the Blues paid 7 years, like $45 million or something like that, that's like $100 million in baseball. Like, that's a lot of money for a hockey contract.
Yeah.
So Eisman didn't break the bank. He really didn't commit long-term to these guys. And these aren't bums. Like, these aren't superstars, but they're not bums either.
No, it almost sounds like, because Stevie Y is here and now he's in the act of building this team back up, he's getting the guys that he wants, really. Like, it's not where Ken Holland, it almost seemed like he had to twist somebody's arm to come here.
Yeah.
Stevie Y can get whoever he wants, seemingly, at will. And I mean...
multiple free agents said that they came here because of Stevie Y.
Yeah.
Bobby Ryan's a good example. He had one phone call with him. And after the phone call, he went to his wife and said, I want to go to Detroit.
That's
And we were
super awesome to hear.
Yeah, John likes that. Like, we were the worst team in hockey last year, Troy, by a long shot. And Steve Eisman is still convincing people to come here. Not because we're overpaying them, because they want to come here. They believe in what Steve Eisman is trying to build. And that's something that we can't say about any other GM in this city.
Not at all.
All right, keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that really should excite Red Wing fans. And it is. The Red Wings, again, were the worst team in hockey last year, and they're making very minor signings, but the fan base is still buzzing right now because they know this team has a good direction under Steve Eisman.
Yeah. It's funny to see that, even though the Red Wings have been bad for, 5-6 years now?
It's been a minute.
Yeah. That they're still a winning organization. Because they were able to move on from a guy that was... basically dismantling the culture and bring in somebody that could immediately instill that culture right back into it.
If Ken Holland was still here, this city would be in a really, really worse spot than it already
Oh my
is.
God. If Ken Holland was still here, we'd have 4 guys that are basically managing the exact same way.
I don't even want to think about what that would be like.
No, it'd be more like crying, John. Yeah.
But I mean, no. Like, again, these are just very, very smart rebuilding moves. And these are also moves that are going to help this team get better.
Yeah.
Like, in no way am I saying the Wings are going to make the playoffs next season.
No.
But what I am saying is that they will win more than 17 games this season. They are going to be a more competitive hockey team with the moves that they have made so far in free agency.
Now, do you want them to start being more competitive, or would you like to see them, maybe get another high draft pick first? Which do you want more for this team at this exact moment in time?
I would rather see them start to get it together.
Okay.
Because I've made this comparison before between the Red Wings and, the Tigers. The Tigers have a lot of pieces, but they're still down the minors. The Wings have a lot of pieces up here right now. Larkin, Bertuzzi, Mantha, Zadina is basically a NHL player now. And you still got guys in the minors too, with Lucas Raymond, Mo Sire, Joe Valeno, et cetera, et cetera. So pieces are up here and pieces are also down there. Like, we're in the middle of our rebuild right now. Like, we're not there yet, but we're getting closer. And I feel like if this team can start to become more competitive, as in win more than 17 games, like, this team still is going to be good, Troy. But
you think we have all the young pieces we need at this point? Now we can start adding in some vets. Is that what you're basically saying? Because if you feel like you're still missing some young pieces, then I would feel like you would still need to be at the bottom of the draft.
I don't think we're done adding young pieces, but I don't think you need to tank again. If that makes sense.
I guess. You're speaking to a tanker, so, I mean, the best way to add young pieces is to have the best young pieces
Troy,
available.
we got to realize sooner rather than later the draft lottery hates us.
No, I know.
The draft lottery hates us, bro.
I know. I mean, but we still ended up with top 5, so it is what it is. Even though the NHL basically hates all of its bad teams by making a playoff team the number 1 team. So,
and I'll also say this about the Wings, though. When you have a guy like Steve Yzerman leading this thing, who is a really, really good drafter, if you can have a few second, third, fourth round picks and so on and so forth become something, you're going to start competing sooner rather than later.
Look
100%. Look at the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning that Stevie built. I think Kucherov, who was their MVP, I think he was either a second round pick or a late first or something like that. So
now, I mean, how much of that team? Because I mean, Yzerman's been gone from Tampa Bay for like 2 years now. How much of that team do you think is?
He drafted a lot of core players on that team. That is his team.
Okay,
that is his team.
It's like 95% his team, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's his team, very much so. But no, this team's not going to make the playoffs next year. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that they are going to be a lot more competitive. And
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going to be the worst thing in the world because
that worked kind of.
For a city that really needs a little bit of
some oomph.
Yeah. The Red Wings, I think, will give that to you this upcoming season.
Yeah.
A lot of hope for the future.
Some excitement coming in. Mm-hmm. That's really nice. Get excited! Yeah, exactly.
We don't know when the season's going to start, but
whenever it does, you should be excited.
Mm-hmm. Probably January, I would imagine.
Yeah. Is it going to be around the same time as NBA? Because they've basically had the exact same schedule almost. So I wouldn't doubt that they start at the same time too.
The hot rumor for the NHL is New Year's Day.
Okay.
Which would be fun, by the way.
That's real fun.
Mm-hmm. New Year's Day is your opening day.
Apparently, everybody there is a circus.
The NHL is a clown show, according to John.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. But, again, the moral of the story here is the moves that the Red Wings have made me very excited. And that's a good thing because, the other GMs in the city aren't exactly doing a good job at that.
Yeah, it's hard not to talk about the other GMs when you bring up the Red Wings because of how much it contrasts every other team in this city.
I saw a tweet while the Wings were making moves during free agency. Someone was like, God, I almost wish Stevie would screw up one of these moves so we know that he's human. Because, you almost...
Crack.
No, he got off the stop. I like the stop.
Not a long soundbite kind of guy, but
You're smoking crack. Stop.
Stop is the best part.
Stop. But yeah, whenever the Wings make a move, I've mentioned this before, you almost have to remember who's making this move. You have to think
give it time before you critique it. Basically, with Stevie Y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just have to believe that it's the right move. Unlike the other GMs in this city where you have to convince yourself that it's the right pick. Unless it's obviously a guy like Torkelson where it's the right pick.
I'm just so glad that the Red Wings had a player that ended up becoming a good GM because otherwise we'd have no hope in the world. Yzerman wouldn't want to come here if he wasn't already a player.
Thank God Stevie Y is a top 5 GM in the sport, man.
Yeah.
And thank God he's home.
No, if only he could learn football and change his football team around.
No, don't touch the Lions. Someone tweeted that at me the other day.
It's like being serious.
Someone was like very jokingly. They said, "You think he could help the Lions out too?" I didn't tweet back, but I felt like saying, "You stay away from that toilet clown show."
Just letting that one drag out, even though you don't like the short. You don't like the long ones. That's funny.
That's the Lions right there.
That one's an exception.
But no, it's just very, very nice having a competent GM in this city.
100%.
And again, I've really liked the moves that they've made over the past week in free agency and the draft. So as a casual hockey fan, Troy, where are you how are you looking at these Wings moves?
I just rate my, my acceptance or denial of these moves based on how excited I am to watch them play.
Get excited!
I'm right there with that guy. I'm real excited.
Get excited.
No, I'm like actually anticipating game 1 of the season.
Really? Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
True.
That makes me spew a little bit. Damn it, Josh.
Out of my mind. I'm off
this
the
man.
top of my head. I'm
Hey,
spilling.
listen.
I'm
Give me a two.
overflowing.
I have it titled as I'm spilling.
I'm
I'm looking for.
Spilling.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you next
Oh,
time.
come on.
I got you next
All right,
time.
give me a breath.
All right.
I'm spilling. That's what it's titled. That's great.
So you're actually excited for week 1 or game 1?
Yeah, 100%. I'm there. If they were allowing people there, I'm there. But they're not.
They might.
They might.
I don't know.
They might.
I mean,
if they might,
Florida-
I don't know. Then
Florida's allowing full stadiums, so
that's Florida.
yeah,
That's Florida.
that's Florida. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
All right.
Oh, there's a bug in my face. So yeah, Red Wings. I'm feeling good about them.
Yeah.
Can't really say that about our other teams. I have hope for Troy Weaver. I hope that he can.
Troy Weaver was part of a good organization. Let's hope he was the reason why it was. A lot of people are, when it comes to like that Paul George trade, they're giving a lot of credit to what's his name, the actual GM.
Pinky.
Yeah.
Pinky.
Pinky. Shut your stupid ass up.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Sam Hinkie, not
Yeah.
Pinky. I would start calling him Pinky.
Yeah, why not? Sam Pinky Hinky.
Pinky Hinky. It's like a Teletubby name. Shut your stupid ass up, Tony.
Stupid ass up.
No, but they're giving him a lot of credit for the.
Oh yeah, he's the
that whole
GM.
part.
Yeah, he's the GM.
I hear many people saying, "Oh, Troy Weaver was the real mastermind behind that Paul George trade," which
That's
might
not
be
the-
the biggest swindle of the in the history of the NBA.
That's not the reason why I like the Troy Weaver hire, though. Like, he was a main part of the Jazz drafting Darren Williams back in whatever year that was. He was a big part in Russ being drafted by the Thunder.
Harden.
Yeah, I mean, he has an eye for talent. That's why I'm intrigued by this, not because Sam Pinky Hinky made that deal with the
And
Clippers.
hopefully he did, contribute a huge portion of that deal too. Because I mean, if he
You never know.
if he
Yeah.
eyed
SGA, yeah, you never
SGA?
know. What if Troy Weaver was like, "Hey,
this SGA kid,
go get SGA. Yeah, that's your main piece back." Yeah, you never know. I hope that's the case because that would make me spill.
out of my mind. Off the top of my head. I'm spilling. I'm
This is
overflowing.
Tony looking at that
I'm spewing.
that
I'm
whole thing.
unleashing.
He's just full hands raised in the air.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Shut your stupid ass up.
It's the only non Stephen A. or Skip Bayless one that we have, and it's the best.
Do we have? We haven't even played the best one yet.
The best one.
I'm a booty-legged hitman.
I'm a booty-legged hitman to the court.
It's the best one, but I don't think John likes playing that because it kind of sounds weird.
I'm a booty-legged. I'm a.
But when you see people on Twitter, Troy, that tell you like Troy Weaver will be the savior, do not attach any association of this to me. Crap. Oh,
Did you not label it?
he's still learning. It's fine.
Hold on, I think it's this one. No, it ain't. I don't want to hit it if I don't hit it.
Do not attach any association
there
of
it
this to me
is.
whatsoever. I have nothing to do with such idiocy, such blasphemy, such ridiculous nonsense.
You
love that
know,
one.
we mentioned last week that Troy Weaver is TBD. We'll see with him. We'll see
Yeah.
what he does in the draft, which is, by the way, now that the NBA season's over, we'll
3
talk about that
weeks.
in a second. It's coming up.
It's like wait, no, not 3
It's
weeks.
middle
it's like
of
a
November.
month. Yeah, it's like a month from now.
Yeah, it's right before
That's
Thanksgiving.
exciting.
One.
One.
We've never had an NBA draft be a week before Thanksgiving. So
I don't think we've had anything other than football be a week before Thanksgiving.
yeah, so that'll be interesting. But again, moral of the story here is that the Wings had a very, very good week.
Congratulations, you
very-
filthy animal.
Dude, I swear to God, that sounds like John's dad.
What? I don't hear it.
I think it does, but anywho.
Oh, swinging for the fences on that one.
All right. Let's move on.
right.
Let's move on to our next subject, which is, speaking of basketball, the NBA Finals.
Good old Bronny.
So again, we are recording this on
Oh, wait,
Monday.
that's his son.
That's his son.
That's gonna get his ass whooped
Because he was
for toking on the good old spiritual grass.
do the memes after the Lakers won yesterday. Oh my God.
When LeBron comes home and he undoes his belt.
Oh my God. So yeah, we're recording this on Monday. The NBA Finals ended last night at the time of recording this. Yeah, Lakers are the NBA champs. Bron, 4 titles, 4 Finals MVPs, 3 titles with 3 different teams. Yeah.
He's in the triple 4 club, which is 4 MVPs, 4 Finals wins, and 4 Finals MVPs. That's an exclusive club that only him and Jordan are the members of.
You know, speaking of Jordan, listen, I'm not a big fan of the Jordan LeBron quote.
Four.
There you go.
That's-
There was only 3 there, but
That's the first time I let one of those sound bites trip me up. I said, instead of saying goat debate, I said
Oh,
quote
slow
debate.
down. That is not the first time you've let a soundbite trip you. You've been slipping up this whole time every time I hit something stupid.
I legit said the wrong word. I said quote instead of goat.
shut your stupid ass up.
Stupid ass.
All right, I'm spilling, okay? I'm sorry.
Out of my mind, I'm off the
Okay.
top of my head.
All right.
You are getting
right.
better. You're on it now.
So again, I'm not a big fan of the Jordan LeBron GOAT argument because at the end of the day, people who grew up watching Jordan are going to fight for Jordan, and people who grew up watching LeBron are going to fight for LeBron. Okay, that's just what it's going to come down to.
I didn't grow up watching Jordan, but here I am.
Well, you're just a loser.
Okay. All right.
The greatest basketball player that I ever saw live is LeBron James. To be in his 17th year and still performing at this high of a level, still winning finals, still winning finals MVPs. Everywhere he's gone, he wins, and he's still playing at a high level. I mean, we've never seen this before.
Yeah,
It's
it is
just-
crazy.
It's
I mean, you would have saw it with Jordan, but yeah. At the exact same age, he won his 6 finals.
the minute Jordan left, he wasn't exactly great with Washington.
Hey, he was out of basketball for 3 years, and he was 40 years old, all right?
Yeah.
Talk to me when LeBron's winning finals at 40, all right?
I don't want to do a Jordan LeBron debate, man. Why are you on Jordan's bandwagon? What has he done for you?
He has done nothing for me, but neither has LeBron.
You hate
I'm just
LeBron.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate either one. I really like them both. I just factually think Jordan's better than LeBron.
Is that a trick question?
It's really weird to hear, you know, a person liking both players. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just put Jordan over LeBron. LeBron's third.
Who's second?
Kobe. I told you this last week.
We're not doing this debate, man. I just wanted to talk some basketball. Oh man. No, I think
Oh,
I love
brother.
Kobe. Rest in peace. I think LeBron has cemented himself as the second best of all time, at least.
What was that look? That scared me for a second.
You look at me. I felt like you were scared I was gonna hit a soundbite or something. we actually do that at work all the time. Like if we're talking about like a death or something, we're always looking at the soundbite guy, making sure no one touches anything.
You fucking dare.
But you still have to acknowledge, though, that what LeBron is doing right now,
Oh,
it's
I have no-
otherworldly.
Yeah, I'm just poking the bear. I just like doing that at you. But yeah,
I know.
Yes, I know. But yeah, he's doing amazing things right now. It's kind of crazy. We
Awesome.
personally have never seen a guy this old do something this great in a sport before.
Mm.
Other than like maybe Tom Brady, but all he does is throw a ball.
He also cheats. He's also a cheater. Let's be real here.
Yeah, let's be nice. Let's be nice.
We don't have to go there.
Well, let's be nice.
But no, I mean, what he's doing right now, it's otherworldly. And do you think that this is the hardest fought championship he's ever had?
No. 2016? 3-1.
He was in a bubble for 3-4 months in 2016, though.
No, but everybody was on him for going down 3-1.
Yeah.
Everybody was on him. He had to deal with so much adversity for the next 3 games of that series. Plus, he was already at a disadvantage. He's down 3-1. That's how much harder can you get?
I think these bubble
don't know.
playoffs were fought.
If he was to go
hard.
down 3-1 in the bubble, everybody's like, "Oh, he's got a chance." You can't say that about being in arenas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But, you know, when the whole asterisk talk was around whether or not there would be an asterisk.
Oh, I don't think this is like a cheap season or an easy season. I just don't think it's the hardest fought season he's been through.
I think it is, honestly.
I just don't know how you could put it above the Warriors winning 16.
I mean, if you look at what has happened over these last few months, you know, being in the bubble, having to get your body ready after 4 or 5 months off.
It's the
abruptly.
longest season, just by nature of it.
It's the longest season we've ever seen. They had to go to this bubble in Orlando, be away from their family for 3-4 months. No fans, no home court advantage. They've had to fight for social justice while in the bubble too. They had to fight COVID. Like, there's just been so many challenges in this bubble. And
Well,
I
after a couple
think-
weeks, they didn't really have to fight COVID anymore.
no,
Nobody
but that's why they were in the bubble, to fight COVID is what I'm saying.
Oh, I got you.
COVID obviously wasn't in the bubble. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they had to fight COVID by going to the bubble. So they had to be isolated away from everybody. So that's why I think this might be his hardest fought championship. But you are absolutely on point, though, with your argument that him being down 3-1 is also like...
Yeah, it's hard. It's, it depends on your definition of hardest fought, If it's actually having to fight to win a series, it's 2016.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about fighting to just be there, it's this one.
On the court adversity, it would be 2016. Off the court, I think it'd be this year.
100%.
How's that? Okay. I was about to say, how does that
Oh.
sound?
See, I don't even know about off the court because, if you're going down 3-1 in the finals and then you got to do press conferences and all this other stuff with the media telling you that you're basically lost, and now he's got to come in and try to win after just everybody
Press
telling
conferences and fighting for social justice aren't exactly on
Yeah.
the same stable here, though.
you. Yeah, I mean, we're talking 4 months versus what, like a week of him being
Basically.
down 3-1 to winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of difficult to really put 4 months worth of experience versus 1 week.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, you still see my argument. I see your argument, though. I
Yeah.
mean, they both show you the type of adversity that he's had to fight through,
yeah,
and that's just why, to me, he's the greatest I've ever seen. Kobe's a close second, but LeBron is the
you
best.
put You put Kobe above Jordan?
I've never seen Jordan play. I said greatest of all time players that I've seen.
Gotcha.
I never seen Jordan
Didn't
play.
pick up on that.
Yeah. The best players that I've ever seen are LeBron and Kobe. I never saw Jordan play because I'm too young.
Who would be third in your opinion?
Of players I've ever seen?
You got a few. I mean, did you start watching when Shaq was good?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's on that list of possibilities. Tim Duncan. You look at more recent, you got Kevin Durant.
Oh, get out of here with Kevin Durant.
I mean
I had to hear about
Kawhi.
I had to hear a whole summer about how he was better than LeBron in 2017. I'm off that bandwagon, man.
Well, I'm not saying he is better than LeBron.
I'm not saying that you said that.
I'm
I'm just
third best.
I really haven't thought about that. My top two are LeBron and Kobe, though.
1,
Okay.
2.
I want to come back to this. I want to hash this out at a later date. Maybe when there's no sports going on.
We'll be waiting a while. You'll be waiting a while. January, everything else is going to start back up again.
Let's go maybe a late December show. Mid-December.
All right.
I still don't know about that. December free agency is going to be starting in the NBA.
Isn't that early free agency though? Like first week of the month?
I mean, free agency is free agency in the NBA. It kind of just happens. So we'll see. We'll see when we'll pick this back up. We could put it in the archives and wait.
There you go. But okay, I also wanted to touch on something else with these finals. A lot of people were talking about how because the Miami Heat were an underdog story up until the last day, they were never supposed to win the finals. They didn't win the finals. And people were kind of bored by the series because of it. Now, what was your opinion on that? Because I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know if it's a silent majority, but it just seemed like a lot of people did not watch or did not like these finals.
Well, I know a lot of people didn't watch them. The ratings weren't good.
Yeah.
But no, this narrative that the finals were boring or it wasn't a fun matchup, I think that's a lot of garbage.
Now, I do agree that, I agree with you, but I also agree that one of the points people were making were that being in the bubble, it doesn't feel like an NBA finals.
No, nothing feels normal right now besides football to an extent.
But you got an empty arena for the NBA finals. That's sure you can have playoff games that are empty, but when it comes to a championship series, you would expect a lot more than a bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, it just didn't feel any different than any other round in the playoffs. And I could see where that would affect you and how you would feel about, a series win.
I mean, I'll bring up this example. Have you watched the baseball playoffs at all?
No.
Good. They don't feel like the baseball playoffs at all. I've watched every game. It does not feel like the baseball playoffs. I was kind of worried about that for baseball. Basketball, me personally, we'll talk about this. I was fine with the no crowd. Obviously,
So was I.
Obviously, we need the fans back, but for me, basketball is basketball. Football is football. Even hockey is hockey. I actually didn't mind the no crowd in hockey. I thought the NHL did a good job with their bubble and their TV coverage.
Oddly enough, with what the couple hockey games that I watched, I didn't mind it either. I didn't really even notice it.
The NHL did a better job than I thought they would.
I think they did
Honestly,
oddly enough, I think they did a better job than the NBA did at putting on a presentation without having to make it feel like you need fans being there. I feel like the NBA, it still felt like I was missing something. But watching hockey, I oddly felt like it was normal to an extent. Maybe it's because they were playing in an arena, but I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I thought the NHL did a good job with their TV coverage. Yeah, shout out to the NHL. I still don't like you, Gary Bettman. But baseball.
Damn, that was a little too much. we're not going that far with our hatred.
That wasn't me pressing the soundboard. I didn't tell John to do that.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
That clown show of a podcast, yeah.
But baseball, Troy, it does not feel the same without fans.
No, it just feels like scrimmages.
It doesn't even feel like. I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like a regular season game. The energy just is not there right now for baseball. But
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
But no, going back to our overall topic about the NBA and the ratings though, the reason that the ratings were down, Troy, and Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports made an article about this, and it's what I've been telling everybody.
It's about the politics.
No, not at all.
Everybody's making that argument though, and I don't get it.
Yeah, okay. The reason ratings are down is because everything is happening right now. In the month of September, at one point, literally all 4 major sports were playing at the same time: football, baseball, hockey, basketball.
It's April in the D. None of our teams are playing, and even the ones that aren't showing up.
Oh, April in the D. Dun, 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 dun. There's more to that soundbite that I didn't know about.
You know, if our teams were in the playoffs, this would be a fantastic month.
Yeah, but we suck.
This would be the best month of all time.
We're a clown show, man. Oh, there we go.
Oh, brother.
But no, like at one point in the month of September, everything was going out at the same point. There was so much to watch right now. Like, we saw this coming. I at least saw it coming from a mile away. You know, there's so much on right now, and people also aren't talking about this. I don't want to talk about politics, but it is an election year. In 2016, the NFL ratings were down because it was an election year, and people were like, "Oh my God, the NFL's dying." 2017, they went back up because it wasn't an election year.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's actually a correlation there. You know, so
people are too worried about politics that they're not watching their sports. That's what I guess. I don't know.
It also doesn't help that, you know, the president got COVID, and
that's all people were caring
that's
about.
all people were talking about for a solid weekend. So, but
okay, that laugh wasn't on us.
again, he's touching the soundboard over there. But no, like when people are like, someone tweeted today, "Oh, Sunday Night Football were double the ratings of the Game 6."
Double down.
It's Sunday Night Football, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, what, a regular Sunday Night Football versus the NBA Finals? You would expect somebody to turn into Sunday Night Football over that? I mean, it's a championship round versus a regular season game.
I think we all knew who's going to win that game, though. Game 6.
Oh yeah,
I think
I was like, of the Sunday Night Football game. I
No,
didn't
the
really
Lakers
care.
and Heat. We knew. I was worried after the Game 5 Heat win that they were going to be gassed for Game 6. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Like,
Jimmy Butler put it all on the line.
Did you see that video after his press conference in Game 5?
He's like dragging himself off the.
Like, he was like walking all gingerly, and I'm like, he's done.
Yeah, you can hear Jimmy in the background doing that.
Yeah, I think we all knew who's going to win Game 6, and I don't care that the ratings are down, man. I don't care.
No,
man.
it was a good finals. I agree. There was no. I didn't lose any excitement. It's just I didn't know if
it wasn't
you
boring either. No, God, no. Me? Hell no.
Hey, as a secondary Lakers fan, I bet
I
you're
am not
excited.
a Lakers fan. I am a Braun fan.
You were a Lakers fan before Brown was there.
I was a Kobe fan, not a Laker fan.
You were on the Roberts Sacker train.
Who?
Who? We need that. We need this Snoop Dogg. Who?
Who? Yeah. No, I'm a Pistons fan only.
That'll actually work great with John because then he can just interject a who every time he doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
So the whole episode.
Yeah, is that what I just heard?
yeah,
So
Oh,
the
that's
whole
great.
episode, John's going to be going, who?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear you say that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh wait, he did just say all that.
Just trust your gut next time.
Just dropping
All
all
right.
right in the middle of the conversation, even if you didn't expect it.
All right.
But no, I wasn't bored by these finals. I thought outside of Game 6, they were all fun to watch.
Yeah.
They
I even say Game 6 has its own charm because you know that at the end of this, there's going to be a ceremony.
Game 6 was a bad way to close out this whole season, though. I will say that. Like,
6.
Game 6 was a bad way. Game 5 would have been very exciting if Danny Green hit that shot, but that's neither here or there.
Oh, boy.
Hey, man, that was a wide open look, and he just...
Let's be nice.
Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice.
But no, I wasn't bored by these finals at all. I'm one of the biggest basketball guys. I think you probably know. Like, when the season got suspended in March, I just wanted to see basketball back. Like
you were lying face down on your bed, smothering yourself with your pillow, and just praying that there was going to be basketball soon.
Be honest with me. When the season got suspended, did you think that they were going to come back?
No.
I didn't either. Not only did they come back,
I started to actually start thinking that they were going to come back around early May. Like a couple weeks before they announced that they were coming back, I was like, they're probably going to do it.
But when the season got first suspended, though, is what I'm saying. I thought there's no way. I don't know how they'll do it.
You should be suspended immediately.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Adam Silver moment, Rudy Gobert got COVID.
Man, go Rudy Gobert. I'll never forget that. John just got pissed.
Yeah, John's like, are they talking? What the fuck is going on?
Throw this episode in the garbage.
But no, like I also didn't think that they would come back. Not only did they come back, but they didn't have any COVID related issues outside of Lou Will with his chicken wings. And
his strip club chicken wings. You forgot about that.
His strip club chicken wings. Excuse me.
Whoa.
They had no problems with COVID, and they just crowned a champion. Like Adam Silver,
successful season. Right
Adam
there.
Silver, the Players Association, and the entire NBA deserve so much credit.
Yeah,
that they got this done. It was long as hell. I'm not.
This time last year we were starting the season.
1 year ago on Sunday, I was at a preseason game at LCA. I got that on my archives on Instagram, and I'm like, damn.
This was this year.
1 year later, the finals aren't even done yet. Like, it was long as hell. And it did start to get to a point for me where I'm like, I want the season to end soon.
I want the off season. I'm ready for the off season though.
I low key miss the Pistons, dude. Like I need to see what I'm ready for them to get with the draft, see what they do in free agency. Like it's been way too long.
Yeah.
The Pistons haven't played since March, man.
Jesus.
Think about that. Your eyes just got huge. Did it just hit you that it's been that long?
Yeah. Like what is that? 7 months now?
I'm not doing the math, but I think it's right around there.
3,
April, May,
4,
June, July,
5,
August, September,
6,
October. Yeah,
7.
7. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right.
His hand gets quicker and quicker when I say all right.
That one was pretty slow.
Just cancel that one. But yeah,
I'm ready for the offseason.
I'm excited for see what Troy Weaver has up his sleeve there.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the offseason, and that doesn't discredit, though, how much fun the season was for me. Like, again, I don't care about the ratings. I don't care about the boring product. It's fun. I don't mean to cut you off. It's funny how, people were talking about how much fun this Heat-Lakers matchup is going to be, and then after, 2 games, when the Lakers were up 2-0, they're like, oh, this sucks. Well,
yeah.
What did you expect? We knew the Lakers were the better team here.
This is very, very bad.
Yeah, that's them after the game 2.
I'll also say this, though,
1,
about ratings
2.
wise. I'm taking a TV studies class at OU right now, and, part of that class is looking at ratings and stuff.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Part of that class is looking at ratings. The NBA finals are still top 10 on cable TV prime time. People won't talk about that. They're just going to talk about Sunday Night Football does better than them.
I kind of get the the whole thing of, well, Sunday Night Football, a regular season game's doing better than the championship NBA Finals right now.
It's the NFL, man. Like, it's hard to compete against them. It's hard to compete against them, man.
I don't know. People were saying that the NBA is starting to overtake them as the number one sport in America, though. So, I mean...
I hate that argument, though. I don't think there's a one king. It depends what you like. If you're a hockey guy, you're going to prefer the NHL. If you're someone like us who kind of watches everything...
but that's like saying, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a burrito is more popular than pizza, but pizza's definitely more popular. People can like both, and people can like burritos more than pizza.
Oh, brother.
But pizza's king.
All right.
People are always going to have their favorites and their least favorites, but you're someone like...
You're just, like, throwing 3, 4, 5 monkey wrenches into my Oka. Like,
I'm just thinking, get this garbage analogy out of here.
He was shaking his head. I saw him.
Here, you can communicate with the drops. You could have just told me to shut my stupid ass up.
Shut your stupid ass up.
John was not spilling over that.
No, he wasn't.
Out of my mind, I'm off the top of my head.
That's the
I'm
opposite.
Spilling, I'm overflowing. I'm spewing. I'm unleashing.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the NBA at all.
No.
I thought it was a great product. People were telling me that it was going to be a glorified summer league and AAU tournament. I did not think that, not once.
It was the best AAU tournament I've ever seen.
I'm just going to wait till next season. Yeah, okay.
Okay, when they're still going to have like half-empty stadiums and it's going to still kind of be not exactly what it was.
Yeah, when the crowds are going to be like 25%.
It's going to be like that Family Guy meme of the one guy in the crowd going, "Yay."
Yay.
I think ironically it was at a WNBA game that they were making fun of.
Hey, be nice to the WNBA. They did good in their bubble
They got their
too.
own LeBron.
They did
apparently. The Bleacher Report was showing how basically on the same year somebody won their fourth championship, fourth Finals MVP, and fourth MVP.
Nice.
Yeah, same year as LeBron.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some WNBA expert. I haven't watched the WNBA, but I will say they did very, very good in their bubble too. So they did.
Yeah, everybody that did a bubble did it successfully.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good.
Surprise, surprise.
Very, very. You see what's going on in the NFL with COVID. Makes you think, well, maybe they should go in a bubble here soon in the playoffs, that is.
Yeah. Just have it all take place in Vegas. There you go. Cha-ching is right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Get some use out of that Raider Stadium.
That's a sexy stadium, though. They could use that as a bubble.
It already looks like one. Why not?
It's a Death Star, bro. So before we talk about video games to close out this show, I threw this question out when I did my radio show earlier today to my guest. So I want to do the same thing to you really quickly.
Okay.
Your 3 biggest takeaways from this bubble heading into the off season.
1, 2, 3.
As far as what exactly? What do you want me to talk about?
Just when you think about the bubble, what were your 3 biggest takeaways now that it's all done and over with as we head into the off season?
My biggest takeaway, maybe because this is recency bias that this is my biggest takeaway, but Jimmy Butler is not going to be overlooked anymore.
That's a good one, Troy. I like that one. I love Jimmy Butler.
I did think That's right. Give him his day in court there. But I will say, I'm not going to, be dishonest here. I was one of those people that thought that you can't have Jimmy Butler on your team. I was. I thought that there was a reason why Chicago got rid of him, and there was a reason why Minnesota quickly got rid of him.
Both dumpster
and
fires.
Same thing with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's just stupid.
Yeah. And I mean, I just thought, 3 different teams all didn't want anything to do with him. I didn't think that was a coincidence, but he's proven me wrong very quickly. And I'm right there with everybody else. I am no longer thinking Jimmy's a cancer in the locker room.
I've always loved Jimmy. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I never thought he was a problem. Bulls are dysfunctional. They've always been dysfunctional since Michael left. Timberwolves are a mess, and
Timberwolves have been a mess since KG left.
Yeah, and Philadelphia is just plain stupid. I mean, I love Tobias, but deciding to pay him and Al Horford over Jimmy, yeah.
No.
But now, welcome.
They would have been in the conference finals if it wasn't for Kawhi Leonard doing something mystical.
One funky shot.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, Jimmy sucks. Okay, Philadelphia, you do you.
That's all of Philly's offseason right there.
That's Philly sports in general, bro.
Honestly. The Eagles are a mess.
Philly's missed the playoffs again. So that's your first takeaway. And that's a good one. I like that one.
My second takeaway is that Luka can play on a big stage.
I love Luka.
I love Luka too.
Yeah.
And he's proven that, he can go toe-to-toe in the playoffs with anybody, and this is only his second year in the league. It shows how dangerous this man's going to be once he gets more years under his feet.
Future MVP?
I mean, he's going to have a hard time, passing up Giannis's numbers, but I know, roll your eyes. But Giannis in the regular season is a force that you just cannot stop.
In the regular season.
Yeah, and that's what the MVP is based on, so
I know.
Slow your roll.
Slow your roll. You told me to slow my roll.
Because you were rolling your eyes. It was actually a pretty good play on words.
I don't like the Bucks, man.
I don't like the Bucks either. I like Giannis, though. If he was on a better team, I'd like him more.
Giannis's brother has a ring.
I know. There was a lot of memes going about that, too.
Oh, brother.
So that's your second takeaway. What's third?
Coincidentally, it is Giannis, and that he needs to leave the Bucks immediately.
So far, he's being loyal to them.
He needs to press the red button and eject himself out of that city. He needs to go literally anywhere else. Honestly, Miami might have some cap space.
Apparently, Miami's a sexy spot now.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, well, I don't know how much Giannis's temperament's gonna work with Jimmy though. Like, Jimmy still is tough to work with. It's just that the whole Miami Heat team was right on the same wavelength as him. So I don't know about Giannis being all lackadaisical as he was against Miami. Joining that team.
You can't beat him, join him.
Okay, go full KD.
Yeah, can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, I don't think his temperament will work well in Miami, so maybe not the best option. But they do have a lot of cap space, so I mean, if they wanted to sign him, they could. Dallas.
I was thinking Golden State.
I'm just tired of a Golden State, big three.
I am too, but get ready because they're going to be back.
Whether it's Giannis or James Wiseman, something's going to happen there.
Yeah. Yeah, Golden State they'll be back next year, unfortunately. And our soundboard guy is gone.
So we get some clean sports from here on out.
Oh man. So yeah, I like your three takeaways.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
I'll give you a fourth.
Give it to me.
The Thunder are going to be even more dangerous than the Mavericks in the future.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think they're going.
The Thunder have so many different directions they can take this rebuild, and they're a rebuilding team that made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going in full rebuild. They already got rid of Billy Donovan, and they're probably going to trade Chris Paul.
Hey,
they're going full rebuild this offseason.
They have the facilities, big man, to make it to the.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But
I'm just saying, 3-4 years down the line, the Thunder are going to be better than the Mavericks. And I'm only comparing them to the Mavericks because the Mavericks have two young stars.
Well, a lot of teams have two stars.
I know, but I'd say the best two young stars on a single team are Luka and Kristaps. Maybe that's a hot take because you're giving me this like weird looking alien face.
I mean, I like Luka, but Porzingis can't really stay healthy. I'm not sure.
He was pretty healthy this year.
He has a torn meniscus.
Most of this year.
I don't know about that one, Troy, but
Okay, they're going to be better than whatever young team you can think of.
Miami?
They got Jimmy. Jimmy's 31.
That's
32.
a young team, though. Bam is 23. Tyler Hero's coming off his rookie year.
But Jimmy's the nucleus. You can't take the nucleus out of that team or have that nucleus age out.
I'm not saying you take him out necessarily, but I'm just giving you a young team.
Okay. 3-4 years down the line, is Miami as good as they are now?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
You think the Thunder are going to be the big team, though?
Yes.
We'll see.
That's why it was my fourth takeaway.
Your fourth takeaway. Okay. I'll give it to you.
I saved the fourth one for the hot take there.
I'll give it to you. Sam Pinky Hinky. I swear that's a Teletubby name. It has to be.
We got our sound guy back.
What?
We got our sound guy back.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
gone for a minute.
yeah.
Now he's back, if you couldn't tell.
All right, Troy. I think it's now time to move into our final topic of the day, which is something that we've been working on since last year.
Say it.
Yeah, like December, maybe January.
It's been a minute.
I got notes. That's all.
Troy's got notes for this one. So this was originally going to be a quarantine topic, but obviously we got shut down. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Troy and I are big sports video game guys, or at least I used to be. I don't really play video games anymore, unfortunately. I don't have time. But
the guy that doesn't have the job doesn't have time. That's weird.
I have a part-time job. Thank you very much. I'm a full-time student with a part-time job. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You filthy animal.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
I like how you give the congratulations and then thank yourself for it.
So we're big sports video game guys.
Yeah. And we're all aware, at least Tony and I are aware, and most of the internet from what I'm seeing, sports video games, they aren't what they used to be.
I will now hand the mic over to Troy, since this is his topic.
Well, I'd like your, feedback on each individual game.
I'll talk. Yeah.
Where do you want to start? We got the 4 major sports. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the popular 2.
Okay.
Madden and 2K.
Which one do you want to go into first?
2K.
Okay. Well, 2K is...
We have problems with the sports video games that are out right now.
Fuck my team and every person that has ever put their time and effort into making that mode.
What's your beef with my team?
It has taken up too much of 2K's time, effort, and money. It takes up all of our money, time, and effort just for it to be non-existent in a year. You buy packs, you do roulette wheels, you're basically gambling. You could be a 10-year-old and you're gambling in this game. What kind of unlawful shit is that? A 10-year-old playing 2K and, I'm going to create my own team and my team. All of a sudden you're doing roulette wheels and pachinko machines and slot machines and all this other shit like you're in Vegas. Oh. It's time for my break, apparently, from work. No, but yeah, my team is pig. Is perfectly set up to teach kids how to gamble. And I feel like that not only is a terrible thing in gaming, it's just a terrible thing to do, period. And
Troy hates my team is the moral of the story here.
Yeah. Plus the fact that their card packs are way too expensive for getting a very small chance at getting something good. You're paying like $2 for a 5% chance of getting a 99 overall Kobe card. And it's like, what the hell? You're already paying $60 for the game. You should have, the ability to get whoever you want. As long as you work hard enough. But they do give you that option to work hard enough at getting these guys. but you have to basically work for like a year and a half to get one good card. And they just make it so out of reach that you have to buy it. I could go on and on about it. Madden does the exact same thing, but even to a more egregious standard with buying packs. They don't do the gambling portion like 2K does, but
that's where I chime in because I hate MUT.
Ultimate Team it takes even more of the developer's time and effort into making that mode than 2K does with my team.
You got to grind so much on MUT, and it's just not worth it at all. It's not worth the time or the money, dude.
No, and that's all Madden cares about. That's literally the only mode they care about. It's the only
Screw
thing.
franchise.
Yeah.
Screw the QB mode or whatever it is.
And now they have the yard, which can also make money. That's the reason why they're actually giving a shit about it this year. Oh, you can buy a sleeve for your character. You can buy a new helmet for your character. Wow. For $3, $4, $5 a piece. Wow. It's so ridiculous. And it's the only other mode that they care about because it makes them money. Franchise doesn't make them money. You know, you can't buy your way to a championship in that mode. So, we'll just leave that for like 3 guys to work on. And then it just comes out all glitchy and nothing makes sense. Like you got Blaine Gabbert over here taking his team to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's very unrealistic.
Yeah, they got a 74 overall quarterback throwing for 5,000 yards, and their team goes 5-11 anyway. Doesn't make any sense.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, now that we're leaking into franchise mode, 2K's franchise mode, my league is it's great. I will say that 2K does have good things. They're not awful all the way around. Their My League is good. You've played some of their My League.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you feel like it gives you enough flexibility to do things that you want to do?
I used to play My League just to rebuild teams.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it seems like in depth. They actually give you a lot to work with. They
Mm-hmm.
give you like different types of contracts you can give players. They've worked in a lot of rules that the NBA has for like contracts and trades and all this other stuff that you wouldn't see in a normal franchise mode in any other game. They actually have built in depth and, you know, rules that makes it realistic to play in a way.
It's more realistic than Madden, where you sign guys if you give them the most points or something stupid.
Yeah, they have an attractive contract points or whatever.
Oh, I gave Chris Jones a fat contract. Oh, I didn't give him enough points.
Yeah, I got a 96 like rating, and the Cardinals got a 97, so I guess we're not getting him. It's like, what the hell is this? I don't even know how this works. How do I make my contract signing better? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also, like, if you go to sign a free agent in the middle of the season in Madden, you can only sign them to 1-year deals. And it's like, that's not how real life works. You can sign a player off the street for like 3 years if you wanted in real life. So Madden is so weird with the stuff they do. The scouting for prospects for the draft is so easy. I can scout basically half the league, 100% scout. I know exactly what their entire skill tree, skill list, their attributes, their overall. I know all of it before the draft even begins. It's like, what's the fun in that? If I know the top 30 guys, I can just pick the best one. It's not, there's no thought that goes into it at all. You just got to make sure you do it every week. But yeah, those two complete polar opposite ends. The only thing they have in common is the team building, the card pack opening portion.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the best part of the games. Ooh. But the lesser two games
are actually the better ones.
They're the better ones. NHL is the better EA Sports game between that and Madden. Their franchise mode is probably the best one out of all the sports games, surprisingly. even better than 2K's, I would say, because 2K also has that problem when you're drafting players of not knowing actually, you know way too much about these guys by the time you draft them. In NHL, not only are there way too many players to like scout because there is 7 rounds in the NHL draft, but all these guys, you can't scout every single portion of their skill set. You can only scout a fraction of it. Like if you need somebody that can score, then you would need to scout their scoring ability, but that's all you can scout. You can't scout their athletic ability. You can't scout their intangibles or anything like that. So you're only knowing a portion of what they can do when you draft them, which I think makes it a whole of a lot more exciting and interesting when you go into the draft. I mean, would you want to know everything about a player?
You can't.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
So, I mean, I like that. I like not knowing exactly what you're getting until you draft them. And even then, you know, their potential, like every game has like a potential of how good they can be in the future. And in 2K, it's a single number, and it's usually the max rating that they can reach. Like if a player has a 95 potential, that means eventually they'll get to a 95 overall. In Madden, I don't even know how the hell that works. Like a player,
You just kind of progress.
yeah.
And Madden's progression system sucks too. They always go down when the year starts for whatever reason.
Yeah, and plus the moment they turn 29, they get worse.
John was too quiet for too long.
I'm like waiting for something.
But like, yeah, the moment they turn 29 in Madden, it's like, oh, I guess I'm old now. I better start sucking.
It's time to start declining.
Yeah. But in NHL, the way that they have potential is,
All right.
they just tell you.
All right.
They just tell you generally where this person is supposed to be on your line by the end of their peak. So like,
They kind of help you is what you're saying.
yeah, they say by the end, by the top of his peak, he should be a top 6 line like forward. And it's like, oh, okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean he'll reach it. Like they say it's an approximation. So you got a top 6 forward, and if you don't train him adequately, or you keep him in the minors too long, or if he sucks in the minors, he's not going to progress that way. He's going to end up either a minor leaguer, or he'll be a top 9 forward, or he'll be a bottom 6 forward, or something along those lines, which is really cool. So it doesn't. The NHL does the right thing in not giving you all the information, which I like. I like not knowing everything about how a player is going to turn out, whether in the draft or as I'm developing him. It's cool to know that, you know, a guy that I draft that's supposed to be really good can flop.
Because it's realistic.
Yeah. And contract signing is really good in that game. It's more streamlined than 2K's. It's not as, there's not as many rules to follow or as many real life things, which is a negative to an extent, but I feel like the stuff that they do carry over from real life makes it more interesting and makes it not bogged down, which you can get in 2K if you're not familiar with how to do it. So I like it a lot. I like the contract signing. I love it. Give me the deep voiced version of that.
Gross. I love it.
We'll start that.
Hey.
Second deck.
And
Second deck.
Yeah.
no, I can't give a full rating or a full review of NHL because I've only played the franchise mode. I have no interest in playing like online 3v3s and all this other stuff that they got.
Oh, come on, big hockey guy.
I can barely do a deke in that game, so I'm not even gonna try.
Troy's character just falls over whenever he tries to do a simple cross check.
Ugh. I just trip over my own stick.
Sound like a fucking fart.
MLB's game is pretty solid. It's pretty all around. They don't do anything spectacularly, but they don't falter in any way.
What do you play on MLB? Because they have 3 really good game modes.
Yeah, all of them are good. Road to the Show, Diamond Dynasty, and Franchise, they're all really good. Franchise, I would say, is behind both 2Ks and NHLs. It's the 3rd best out of 4, which doesn't sound like it's good, but considering how good 2Ks and NHLs are, it's not bad. They have a cool morale system where you need to pay a player this much, and you need to basically meet all your requirements for this player in order for him to be like happy on your team. Otherwise, he's going to demand way more money than you would want to pay him, where you can just go somewhere else and get half the money as long as he's more happy there. So it takes into account a player's willingness to sign with your team, which I don't see any other franchise mode doing as much. 2K does it to a small extent, but I feel like as long as you just throw the right number at them, they'll sign anyway, even if they hate your team.
Man, you just gotta give them enough points.
Yep. But yeah, I think MLB does a nice thing with that. Their franchise mode's pretty good, and their roster management's pretty in depth. The way you can send guys down if they don't have any options left, then they got to go through waivers and all this other stuff, just like in real life. So they got that down pat. There's a couple things they could add in there to make it better. Like they could add different types of contracts in there. They can make they can expand on the contracts. I think the max they can go up to is like 9 years, which guys are getting 12-year contracts now. So I mean, they need to revamp that a little bit. But Diamond Dynasty is probably the best version possible that you can make a card collecting game in a sports game, because I play franchise like 5 times more than any other of the modes, and I have so many cards just from playing franchise.
Really?
They give you cards for playing franchise mode. They're not great cards, but they're cards. And you don't see that anywhere else. You can't play just like a regular scrimmage game in 2K, and then all of a sudden they give you a card pack.
Mm-hmm.
They do that in MLB, which is really nice. So, and I've created a team on there, and the created team is kind of goofy looking. Like you can't make it look professional. I don't know why.
It just has to be goofy.
Yeah. You just go crazy with it, make it all sorts of colors and different designs, and maybe put like a middle finger logo on there. So I don't know. Anything
Goofy
you want.
week, John.
Yeah. Give me some goof. There you go. See the pan up so you can see the clown photo. But yeah, just go crazy. Road to the Show is I didn't even talk about 2K's career mode. They obviously have the best one. They sink a ton of money into that every year.
The story is just way too much for me, though. Honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're into that, it's like a kind of poorly produced TV show.
It's so terrible, but it's good.
It's like funny to watch some of the stuff that they can do. Like they tried to do in 2K20, they tried to take like a stand up for your fellow basketball players like route, where your player is so offended that they would cut the scholarship to a player that got injured, so he sits out the rest of the tournament. And it's like, that would never happen in real life, but okay. The player gets one shot in his 4th year in college to play in the NCAA tournament, and he just sits. Okay. All right, whatever.
All right.
But, hey, that's the story they went with, and, I mean, it was well acted for the most part. It wasn't terrible. And other than that, I mean, the way your player progresses in that, it's, they give you a pie chart, and you can only do so much with that. 2K's always had this weird thing about not making their players super good. They always make you specialize in like 1 or 2 things. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, if you're creating a role player, sure, but I mean, I want to be the next star of the league, so why would I want to just know how to shoot a three-pointer and nothing else? It would make no sense. But that's what they want to limit you to because they have park mode, so they don't want to make sure you're better than everybody else at the park. They want to make sure you know your role. So it's like, that doesn't translate well when I'm playing a regular game against the CPU, where I can't drive to the basket because all I know how to do is shoot a three-pointer. I can't even dribble. I'm basically just Klay Thompson, just catching and shooting all game. I can't even play defense like Klay either. So, I mean, what am I? KCP? What the hell am I?
NBA champion KCPDU. The C stands for champion.
Contavious Champion Pope.
The P stands for Pistons. So, during quarantine,
Contavious Chris Paul.
So during quarantine, you've had a chance to play all 4 of these games periodically.
1,
Rank
2,
them 1 to 4.
3, 4.
That was a good catch. Nice.
All right.
I go 4th place, Madden, like way down here. It's like below the ground.
I'm not buying Madden or 2K
I'm not
this
bad.
year.
I got the call me a slappy for PS5, but I already have one pre-ordered.
For PS5?
Not the game, the actual system itself.
I don't think you're as slappy, I just think.
I know, but most people were like, we'll wait till it comes out. I already pre-ordered mine. Day 1.
I don't think you're slappy for that, but...
I'm not getting Madden for PS5. I have no care in the world to get it.
I have no interest in Madden this year, or 2K.
I'm here to tell you right
2K,
now. We don't care.
I'm probably going to get 2K. That trailer that came out like a couple days ago. I don't know if you saw that. Steph Curry. It looks like a photograph. I'm not even playing. It looks just like him.
Graphics look great. Yeah.
And honestly, I play so many games in regular, with regular players. It's not, I don't play in the park like other people do. I play with actual players. So the actual players having real life graphics, that actually matters to me. So I'm on board, But
that's 3 though.
Huh.
2K's 3?
No.
Oh.
No, I was still saying Madden's in the ground below the dirt in hell level number 4.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Shut your stupid ass up.
And then 3rd place I would probably have to give to NHL. I feel like the franchise is fantastic, but the other modes just don't do anything for me. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but even I played Road to the Show. I'm playing in the minor leagues with a bunch of players that I barely know the names of. And I could do the same in NHL if I really wanted to, but they just don't do anything for me to play those. So a great franchise mode with literally nothing else. I mean, it's still better than Madden, but I'm not going to put it that high. 2nd place is, got 2K and MLB left. I'd probably put 2K at 2nd. I'd say, all right, the career mode has its ups and downs. If you like that story mode, fantastic. It's there.
Awesome.
If you like Park, it's there. If you like Park, it's there. If you like Pro-Am, if you like the Rec Center, it's there. Everything exists for you to do in 2K. It's just a matter of, is it good for you or not?
For me, it's not.
And for me, my team completely drags this down. I play every mode, and my team, I just can't. It drags it down to 2nd place. MLB, it's not the best in any one category, but it's pretty good in all of them.
It's a complete game.
It's a complete game. You can play any game mode in that and have fun.
Dude, so hype.
That's me when I get the show on Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
That's a game I'm going to be playing.
It is coming to Xbox. That's right, even though it's a Sony-made game.
Finally.
And you're excited, huh?
Well, hell yeah. I'm one of the biggest baseball guys you know, and I've never been able to play their big game. You think I'm going to play RBI baseball? Get out of here.
Yes.
It's a bunch of blocks.
Oh, you mean you didn't like 2K when they had the baseball title? Like in 2014 or whatever?
No, I played 2K12 with JV on the cover.
Isn't that their last season?
I think so. But
You're smoking crack. Stop.
my bad.
That's my favorite one by far. I don't know why.
Stop.
But yeah, MLB, and it's sad when the best game is the one that doesn't excel in any one thing. I guess that means it's a well-rounded game, like you said, but you would want something to just be over the top great, and none of them are.
It should be Madden, but
It should be. I don't know if it should be Madden. I feel like,
the NFL video game, I think it should.
yeah, considering they do have the loan rights. Oh, they all have loan rights to their own sport, except for basketball. When's NBA Live dropping?
Every year we hear the NBA Live. This is the year it takes over 2K, and then it doesn't do anything.
And then it doesn't even release.
Yeah.
We haven't had an NBA Live since 18 or 19.
What a clown show.
Dude, John's just gotten his head in his hands. He's just fucking pressing whatever he wants now.
I was about to say he's about to spam in a second.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up as much as so I mean, is there any comment on what I've said so far?
I don't think your rankings are that off. Madden is just a train wreck, dude. Like, I play Madden solely for franchise, and
It's not a good franchise.
sucks,
It's the worst
dude.
franchise on the market.
Sucks, man.
It's so boring.
Like, one of the reasons why I like 2K's My League mode is because I can play with any random team and just rebuild them, and it's fun.
You know
But
what?
2K, I don't mean to cut you off. 2K, or in Madden, excuse me, I can't play if it's not the Lions.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, there's no storylines to make up. There's nothing. It's something that I appreciate in 2K's, like, they give you so much to build on that you can literally do anything. It's the most sandboxy of all the franchise modes, which I enjoy. Right now, I'm doing a My League where I'm doing generated players and making storylines with them, and then taking over all 30 teams and rebuilding some teams, making other ones powerhouses and all this other shit.
All right.
And I'm actually able to rebrand the teams. All 30 teams have a new rebrand. They all look different than they do now. I can do anything I want, and 2K has allowed me to do that. That's why I still put 2K at second. So they give you so much.
I'll say this about 2K2 with regards to My League versus franchise. You know this because you've showed me before. Like, you can play My League into, like, 2070.
Yeah, right now in the one that I just discussed, I'm in 2045.
Yeah. Like, remember your one Pistons league where I came over? You're like, yeah, this is my league. It's like 2080 or something. I'm like, Jesus,
Yeah.
Troy.
I play for that long that the chance that you know any of the players is just completely out the window.
Half the league right now, they're dead now.
Yeah, they would be dead by this time. LeBron's been buried in the ground for like 30
Oh
years.
my God. But no, you can do that in 2K. Madden, I can't get past year 3.
It would take you 6 weeks in order just to simulate that far, because the loading times are atrocious.
Simulation's terrible, dude.
Let me sim to the Super Bowl and maybe go out to eat, and then I'll come back and it's still week 17.
Oh, Madden, there's so much potential there. Why? So yeah, Madden is a train wreck. I'm not buying Madden 21.
Does what I say about NHL make you think you want to buy that game?
I was going to buy it before the NBA said, "Yeah, we're coming back." But you're not a diehard hockey guy, and you still like really enjoy the franchise mode. So that does intrigue me. But I'm really excited about the show. Dude, I can't wait. Dude, you don't know how much it pained me to see people play the show. And I'm like that SpongeBob meme. I'm that SpongeBob meme, man. I'm like Squidward looking out the window.
People, SpongeBob and Patrick outside playing. He's just watching from his dark room.
We might need to spend another segment on Xbox versus PS5.
Why? This is a sports podcast.
No. From the standpoint of, from a sports standpoint, can you convince me to come over?
I can't. I can't dangle MLB over your head anymore. So what's there to convince you now? What, get God of War? Uncharted? What can I really throw at you, you know?
That's true.
Yeah. There's no PS4, PS5 exclusive that would ever tempt you to come over now that MLB's on Xbox.
That's true.
So that argument's over with before it even began.
It sounded like a good idea in my head. But did you get it all out?
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Like we mentioned before,
we can delete 4 pages in the sports podcast notes now.
There are a lot of notes in our little sheet. But as we mentioned before we started the segment, though, that's something that we've been talking about doing for a while in quarantine, but we were shut down.
Yeah.
So we figured during the bye week, why not get this over with?
Yeah, and hopefully, maybe I can introduce you to at least NHL and MLB and get your full takes on these games as well.
Well, you ain't getting 2K Madden out of me. I ain't buying it.
I'll give you my copies.
On PlayStation?
Yeah. I'll just loan my PlayStation out to you. I'm getting PS5. I can give you my PS4 for a couple months.
It's like you giving John Uncharted. You're not going to see it again.
I did see it again. I just had to ask him for it.
You had to dig through the room.
He had to dive back into his old bedroom in order to find it.
Oh my god!
This man just clapped his hands together and dove in head first.
Oh my gosh!
Spilling.
Out of my mind. I'm off the top of my head. I'm spilling. I'm overflowing. I'm spewing. I'm unleashing.
Is that a trick question?
Is that a trick question?
That's the first time we've heard that one.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I was like, which one haven't we heard yet?
Are there any others we haven't heard yet?
I don't know.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
I like that one.
You should be suspended. Well, let's be nice.
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
Look, it ain't my damn fault you can't comprehend what the hell I'm saying.
That's one that people don't use. I think I actually created that one.
Whenever I'm on my bullshit and you think I'm not understanding you just got to play that.
I should send you that whenever we're talking fantasy.
You can't comprehend what the hell
Okay, I wasn't going to say that, but that's what I was thinking. Yes.
You just were not comprehending what I was saying. But, all right. I mean, I think we touched all the bases here.
This was a fun bye week, Troy.
Yeah.
No Lions today.
Yeah, we were just able to kind of have some fun.
I'm sitting back right now.
Yeah.
I drank my whole water. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, after that video game segment, I had to drink some water too.
This content. Oh, this was fun. John, go crazy to end the episode.
I'm here to tell you. John, during the whole episode, I'm here to tell you right now.
I don't care.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care.
Let me tell you,
We don't care.
John, are we allowed to have funky voices for the final 2 minutes of this episode? Let's do it. You know what I'm talking about, too.
Oh, God. I mean, I can try.
Yeah, this is just for all the special people out there that stayed until the end.
If you made it until the end,
Actually stuck around.
Yeah.
Here, hold on.
this is a prize at the end if you actually made it this far. You actually sat through the whole thing.
I don't know if this is a prize or a torture.
I think it's a prize.
Okay.
It's a prize for us.
That's a victory lap for us.
What?
I don't like that.
I didn't mean that.
Keep going.
I meant, oh. Fuck. That's not what I meant. The Lions suck. Oh, baby.
That just sounded
No, I killed it already. We're done.
All right. Good episode today. John,
All right.
Great work, soundboard. All right.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
John,
All right.
second deck.
All right.
Out.
Second deck.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this bi-week episode. Episode 16 of Aggressively Speaking. My name's Tony Dabrowski.
I'm Troy Frank.
We'll see you guys next week when the Lions play the Jaguars. Oh.
Toilet flush.